What's up, everybody? This is Peter again for Sports Hot Rumors and Debates. How are you guys? Listen, you guys know I'm a diehard Arizona Cardinal fan, so I want to talk about the good and the bad of the Arizona Cardinals, and we're going to start with the bad right away. Okay, the bad is how the hell is the Arizona Cardinals not dominating on offense? That I'm trying to figure out for the life of me. How with this monster team, right? When you got one of the best running backs in James Conner, and you've seen that yesterday because he saved the hell out of the Cardinals yesterday, right? Probably saved their season. So you got Connor, you got a really great tight end in McBride. You got one of the top, should be rookie of the year if they threw him the ball correctly, in Harrison, right? So my question is, you got another guy in Wilson who can really play, but he never ever gets the freaking ball. You got a good slot man in Dort, so you can see how he got the touchdown yesterday. So you got a lot of these guys, and even Zay Jones is now back. So you got these guys, and you have a quarterback who can run. Okay, he can't throw. He can run. That's it. And that's why the truth is we're underperforming for two reasons. We have a horrible throwing quarterback, and we have the calls that I'm seeing is some of it is on the coordinator, but Kyler is throws that he misses. That interception that he threw in the first half that we got saved when the guy fumbled the ball, that was a big one. But the Arizona offense is just doing terrible. We played the Chargers yesterday. Okay, we at home on Monday night, and they moved them to because they know how bad our team is with scoring. It's not exciting. We should have been dominating that day. We should have been putting up about 30 points easily against this team. And let me explain what the bad is and what I'm trying to say, okay? If the Arizona Cardinals yesterday, we get two good drives like I tell you all the time. We'll get one, whether it's in the beginning of the game or somewhere, Kyler will have a good drive where he'll make a good throw or two, and we'll get, a nice run, and it will set us up. We'll get a touchdown, and then we go nothing. Field goals or 3 and out for like 2 quarters. How the hell is that possible? Explain to me how, with this firepower, you can do something like that. But what happened yesterday is because Arizona's defense was so damn good, okay, it kept us in the game. And the defense has been keeping us in a lot of these things. But let me tell you something. This is the Chargers. If you're playing a great team, that's not going to happen. Do you think if we were playing right now the Lions or Minnesota, something like that, that's going to happen? Do you think if we're playing the Eagles? Do you think if we're playing Washington, as you can see how Washington's playing? Do you think if we're playing the Ravens, the Chiefs? Like, do you think the Bills? Do you think this is going to happen? And you can see with a couple of those teams that I mentioned, the Bills and the Lions, we lost to them because we couldn't do what we're supposed to do. Kyler's clock management is awful. It's absolutely awful. And, you can look at the fact that we're 3-4. Despite this, that's where I'm going to jump into the good, okay? Regardless of whatever is happening now, we're still 3-4. We're not in one of the hard divisions right now. The 49ers are struggling with injuries. With Ayuk, Samuel was out, and McCaffrey's been out the whole year. So that you can see they're struggling. Now, you still don't count that team out because you know how dominant they can be, right? So that team is one of the teams that I would tell you that, is struggling, and it's helping us. Then you got the Rams. Injuries all over the place, right? They're missing their 2 best receivers, and Cooper Kupp and Nakua. Another one. And then you got Seattle, who is in first place but not doing really well. So if you're Arizona, who's fully healthy on offense, how are we not killing with our division? Explain to me how we're not killing our division. I can explain to you. Kyler Murray. He is not doing what he's supposed to do. But again, going back to the good, we're still 3-4, and we're still right there. Because if we lose yesterday, it's going to be over being 2-5, okay? So that's something. Now, if you guys remember, if you were a Cardinal fan back, when we got to the Super Bowl last time, we had an awful record, right? I think we were 9-7. We couldn't do shit. We got blown out by the Jets, right? And then we went to the playoffs, and everything changed because all you got to do is get hot. Now, if you look at the Diamondbacks last year, they were awful going into the playoffs. They barely snuck in. All you got to do is get hot. So it doesn't matter. right? It doesn't matter how horrible you are at this point. If you get in and you get hot, then anything can happen. But the truth is, we can't play with this type of team the way we're playing. It's not possible, right? And what needs to happen is Kyler needs to run, because if Kyler doesn't run that play, right, he's not throwing it. He ran, he used his legs, he got around, and he booked it 50 yards. That's it. Why are you not doing that more? I think he finished with like 67 yards rushing. One of those was almost the whole thing. Why are you not running the ball? You can't throw. Run the ball, and that will even help you throw the ball more. And then I have one of the guys here online who I love. He's always commenting, and I appreciate him a lot. I was talking to him yesterday. I'm sorry that I don't know your name, man. Just tell me your name. But, I appreciate him a lot because he's always talking, and we always joke about Kyler Murray. He's a big Kyler Murray fan, and we'll go against each other. But you can't look at stats when Kyler's throwing short plays. You understand what I'm saying? So it's very easy to look at, but he made 10 for 20. That's not horrible. But if 8 of the passes were a 2-yard pass, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, this man is supposed to be an elite quarterback, and he's throwing for 100 yards. That's just unacceptable, right? Gardner Minshew can do better than that. You can't do that. If we're going to beat teams, you can't. Marvin Harrison having 3 catches is unacceptable. McBride having 5 catches, 4 or 5. McBride should have 8 a game, easily. Do you know how big he is? Okay, Kyler is so underperforming right now. It's not even funny. And you can like the guy, you can try to make excuses for him if you're a fan. I get it, but at some point realization has to kick in that if nothing gets better soon, what's the next plan? Because do you want Marvin to leave? You want him to be unhappy too, the way DeAndre was unhappy? Do you want this to happen? Do you want these guys to start complaining and say, you know what, this is not the team? The play calls is ridiculous. It really is. Just the missed throws by Kyler, the clock management. This is the other thing I want to get into. I want you to take a look at when Arizona took the lead yesterday, right? We were up 14-12, right? And then we gave the ball back so freaking fast, right? We had a chance to melt the clock, get a few first downs, and we gave the ball back in a minute or 2. We went 3 and out so quickly. Do you know, if we're playing a great team, that's and then let's talk about the final drive. Kyler did nothing on that drive. We got a great call. Got hit the helmet. We got lucky with that. And then Connor got a screen and did everything. Okay? Just tell me what Kyler is doing. So what I'm trying to say is, can Kyler get better? Of course. Right? He can't get worse. I got to tell you. He can't get worse than this. He needs to start stepping up with the throws. He needs to start running a lot more. If he's not, the only way we have a shot is if Kyler Murray runs again. And if he runs again, we're in a different team. And I just want to show you Lamar Jackson yesterday. Right now, he looks like the MVP again. Okay, he is playing out of his fucking mind. And 5 touchdowns. And why does he get 5 touchdowns? Because the threat of running. Because he can fake the run. Just look, you got a great running back in Henry. We got a great running back in Connor. So you can fake the run to the running back, and then you can book it yourself. And then the defense is just that extra half a second where they have to step up for 1 second because they're scared of the run. Then you hit your throws. You can hit Marvin or McBride. But until you start giving them another threat, it's not going to work. For God's sake, we scored 2 touchdowns against the Chargers. I'm going to say this again, against the Chargers at home. Okay? There's no way that can happen. There's no way we're going to be able to go into the playoffs if some miracle happens that we go into the playoffs and we're able to go to at Detroit or at Green Bay. You see how Green Bay beat the shit out of us, how awful Kyler was at Green Bay? Now, he was awful again last time. There's no way. But the difference between Green Bay and Arizona, Green Bay they could score. The problem is the Chargers couldn't because Arizona's defense played well. And that's what would really happen if our offense plays like that. But again, the horrible injuries for our division has made us still in it. Because if we're in other divisions, we're out. Okay? And then the last thing I'm going to say, there's 2 games at the end of the season that we played the Panthers and the Patriots. That's guaranteed wins right there. You got to win them. And if that's another 2 wins right there. So that now you know you're in a position to do that. Okay, so you got to come up with big wins against teams coming up, like when you play in Seattle. I know we play Minnesota soon. The Jets. You got to win these games. You have to win these games, and Kyler's going to have to be 1,000 times better. And again, you could say, I think the guy who I was talking about, he literally told me Kyler Murray is behind Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. At night I almost woke up my wife laughing. Okay, like Kyler Murray is behind about 10 quarterbacks right now. And the fact that you put Kyler Murray over Josh Allen made me laugh as well. It's just, I'm not going to get into how many quarterbacks are better. It's just more of Kyler doesn't need to be elite. He just needs to make basic stuff right now. And he's not doing it. He's doing short plays. And that's okay. But at 1 or 2 times in the game, you got to make the hard throws. And he's not doing it. It's just the defense that's doing it. Yes, he'll make a few great throws here or there. I mean, come on. But are we really excited about a few great throws? Like, we're expecting, Lamar from this guy, right? He was drafted first in the NFL. Are we getting that? Look what we had a shot to tank and get Caleb Williams. Look, even the dude May on the Patriots right now, you could see the talent coming. We had a chance to get these guys, and we're staying with Kyler. So we're not staying with Kyler just to do 5-10 yard passes. We're expecting him to be an elite quarterback. Okay? So don't get excited if he throws a 5-yard pass and Connor runs 60 yards. And we're like, oh, but you see, Arizona won. Some people don't look. And then when we lose to teams like Green Bay, everyone's like, oh, what happened? What do you mean what happened? This has been the whole team the entire time. You know what it's like? It's like if you're in with a woman and you guys never talk, you're never honest with each other. You never say anything. You're all faking it just to have sex and be in a relationship. Then you get married, and then the woman is just the real one comes out, and you're like, oh, she changed. No, she didn't change. She's been like that the whole time. It's just you're not paying attention to it. Anyway, guys, regardless, somehow we still have a shot, and let's hope it can change. Talk soon.